When he arrives, though, he's not well received. You know, the mourners are already on the scene, crying over the loss of Mary and Martha. At the outset, when the sister approaches Jesus and she re-expresses and reiterates what would have happened had he initially responded, Jesus begins the conversation as we started reading, saying to her, I am the resurrection. And she says, yeah, I know that the resurrection is coming. I know that in the end day, I will see him again. But right now, today, I don't have any hope. It's interesting that she was caught up in the immediate moment, and she was distressed that Jesus did not show up to meet her immediate need. But then she could see past the current moment now, because now Lazarus is dead, so that need is gone. But she can't see what's happening in the right now, but she can see what could happen down the road. So she could see what she needed initially when Lazarus was just sick. And she can also see further down the road, past the current moment, into eternity. And she can say, yeah, I know, we'll see him again in eternity. But Jesus is saying, I didn't show up when he was sick. And I'm not talking about when you'll see me in eternity. I'm here right now. Sometimes that's where we have to begin to see the miracle. When God chooses to show up at the very worst time. And in our mind, we're thinking, well, God, why are you here now? You should have been here last month, last week, when I got the notice, nailed to my door that they were going to take my home, take my car. When I discovered that I had this illness, this sickness, disease in my body. You didn't show up then. Why show up now? What can you do for me now? You see, I said only a God can show up at a time of your greatest loss. Only a God who has miraculous power and authority, not limited by our demands and requests or by our circumstance. He shows up when we don't expect that God can help us. I need to say that again because that's going to go over somebody's head. God will show up at the least time that we think that he can help us. See, we called on him when Lazarus is sick, when the situation in your life was just sick, when the issue was just forming in your life. You called upon God because you believed he could do something before it got worse. And then there are those of us that after it gets worse, well, say, okay, there's nothing that can be done now, but thank God, in eternity, everything will be reconciled. Everything will be okay. I'll shed the tears that I'm crying now in eternity. In eternity, I'll have comfort. In eternity, I'll have peace. But that moment is gone now. Jesus says, but I'm here. I'm here at the moment that you least expect that I can do something. And I believe some of us are having that moment right now. God is saying, I'm here at the very moment that you think nothing can be done. Jesus says, yes, you're right, you will see him again in the resurrection. But I don't want to talk about what you wanted me to do when Lazarus was sick. I don't even want to talk about what I will do in the future. I want to talk about who I am right now.